Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Winding and Racing. Well, here in Tucson, Arizona, in the summertime, this is when we start. The sun's not even up yet, and it's already warm. So today's work, I'm going to try to get done before it gets too terribly hot. And what the work is for today is I'm back on Greenie, the delivery truck. Now, after we did the LS swap, notice one thing about the transmission. Well, one thing it does is, you can't see it now because I actually let the fluid get down low enough that it doesn't make a mess on the driveway anymore, which is not a good thing to do because you want fluid in it so you don't burn things up. So I'm gonna get under there today and we're gonna pull the pan. We're gonna change out the filter, put in fresh fluid, and whatever's leaking, we're gonna fix that too. Another problem that's kind of come up is I put this thing in reverse in the morning, clank, kind of tells me I got a bad U-joint. So we're gonna look into that too. So I'm gonna get a few things done this morning before I start working, and then you guys will join me underneath this truck. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, well, here we are underneath the truck, and I tell you what, looking at this drive shaft, I do not see a bad U-joint. So I'm not going to worry about that, but I do got to pull the drive shaft because I'm going to replace that seal in the back there. Then you can see what a mess this pan gasket is made underneath here. This is a brand new exhaust we made up for the LS swap, and I don't know, looks like this pan's been leaking a little bit, so I'm going to get it drained and get it off of there and see if we can't fix this transmission up a little bit. So I'm going to set you guys back there. The camera will stay put. And what we're going to need, it has a little drain plug, which is nice. But it takes some kind, is that a torque or an Allen? So dirty can't tell. Looks like a torque to me. So let me go get some torques and we'll get this dang pan drained. I'm sure hoping I don't have to pull that exhaust to get that pan off of there, but it looks like I might. God, we have got a mess here. Let's get this thing fixed up, huh? All right. All right. Got me a set of torques. Maybe the next size up. Now, so we'll get this thing undone. Yep. It doesn't look too terribly bad, but a new filter will increase flow and pressure, hopefully. It's had some issues with changing gears and all sorts of stuff, so. All right, let's let that drain. It's not dirty. $10mm. I can remember when things on Chevys were All American. That might be telling you guys my age. Looks like I might have to drop the exhaust. We got one screw. You guys can see that right there. That ain't coming down. Let me get some tools to remove that exhaust. Alright guys, well, to be quite honest, that wasn't fun at all. Ended up having to take the exhaust off to be able to get to the screws that were underneath it. Made a little mess here, so I'm going to be cleaning this up before I reinstall the pan. But looking at the pan and the debris, you know, whenever you have problems with anything like transmit anything, when you take it apart, you'd like to see a problem, but quite honestly, there's a little bit of darkness in there, a little bit of normal wear and tear. This is a little magnet that if there was any metal debris floating around, it would be stuck to that, and as you can see, it's not that bad. Now, the leaky transmission problem, this gasket has cracks where the holes are. And one thing about these gaskets, if you tighten them too tight, you're going to damage them. So everyone wants to crank down on these. You don't have to. You just tighten them so they're snug, and the rubber seal will seal. You see a little darkness here. So there's a little wear and tear. This is feeling a little heavy. I don't know if it's metal or just the fluid that's in there. But I'm going to get this installed, and hopefully my transmission works a little bit better. It was just taking a little bit too much time shifting. It'll hang out in the gear too long before it drops, and my idea is that there's a pressure problem. Automatic transmissions work through pressure rises, goes to the next gear, and if you have a restriction in the flow, then it's not going to work properly. So my theory was that things were plugged up a little bit. This truck has over 150,000 miles. I don't know if it's ever been serviced. So let's get this stuff installed and take this thing for a spin. See how it runs. Alright guys, well, after a little bit of work, I got the pan all cleaned up, gasket on there, screws ready to go in, so I'm going to crawl up underneath there and install this pan, and then I need to pull the drive shaft and run over there to O'Reilly and get me a rear seal for this thing, because I know it's leaking also. So I'm going to get a little work done and I'll be back to you guys. Well guys, I pulled the drive shaft and I got this output thingamajigger out, and well, I tell you what, you can see where the seal was riding on it, and I can feel just a little bit of a groove, but if you take a real close look, it's not polished anymore, and I'm afraid if I don't replace this, it's going to eat up the brand new seal pretty quick. So I'm going to pick up a new output thingamajigger there and new seal, and we'll get that all installed. Guys, well, I made it back from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now I showed the gentleman there the yoke here, and he says, listen, if all you have to do is take a little, where's that here, steel wool, polish it up yourself, and it should be okay. There's no groove there. Brand new seal. I'll put a little fluid on there and slide that in there underneath the truck. That's the old one. Had to beat the heck out of that to get it out of there. But I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and we'll dump some fluid in there, and we'll be taking it for a spin here pretty quick. So it's time to put the fluid in. Got the new seal in, drive shaft installed. New filter, gasket. I'm told this takes 13 quarts if you got to fill up the torque converter. So I'm going to throw a gallon in it. I shouldn't have to tell you guys that's 8 quarts. Leaves 5 balanced that must be in the torque converter. But we'll give it a check and see. This is always a good sign. It says made in America. Now hopefully this solves 2 of the problems I've been having. One is that this transmission leaks. Makes a mess of the driveway, not a good thing. And then the shifting. How it hangs up in gears and stuff like that. So hopefully with the new filter it has better flow and it'll shift properly. So let's start her up. Well, I love the sound of that LS. You got reverse. Neutral. Going for it. All right. Take this baby off the jacks and we're gonna go for a little spin. We'll see you in a bit. All right guys, let's go for a ride, see how this thing runs. That second gear real nice. That's a good sign. It's just like it has a shift kit in it.
One thing this thing would do, and my son seems to think it's something to have to do with the computer, the light switch, the tail light switch isn't working or something, but when it warms up, when I come up to a stop sign like this, hit the brakes hard, it will stall. It's like the transmission isn't letting loose of the engine. So hopefully this might have cured that. Yeah, I tell you what, this thing's a ripper with that LS in it. Now hopefully the transmission's working good. Get this conservative driver out of the way here. We'll go see what this thing can do. Avoid a ticket, so there might be a sheriff up there. Never know, never know. Alright, just downshift. Nice, it's shifting much better. I think that new filter in that tranny did some good. Up here and stop quickly and see. All right, didn't stall. Yeah, this thing's a ripper now. Tranny's working a lot better. Again, the stalling issue is a real pain, so I'll be coming up to a stop sign and have to put her in neutral. Okay, stop quickly, no stall. What's this guy doing? Huh. Lost his poinsettias. I don't know how people drive where you guys are from, but I tell you what, nobody here pays attention to what the other guy's doing, which kind of makes driving a lot of fun. I sure hope that little service today solved the problems here. Sure seems to be working better, but it would generally do it stalling when I stop once it warms up. What that really means, I don't know. All I know is I want it to not stall just because I have to stop at a light. up in a taller gear and bog down my LS. No bueno. Stop hard right here. No problem at all. I think it solved that problem. Then another problem, that's the driveway. See those marks in that driveway? We have this thing here called the HOA, and they will actually fine you if you have an oil spot on your driveway. So that's another motivating factor to fixing this thing. So hopefully that's a mess, and I'll clean that up, and hopefully no more problem. I think it did a wonder for that transmission to replace that filter, put some fresh fluid in it. Because I don't know exactly how automatic transmission works, but I know that it's, you know, fluid pressures and stuff like that, and you got any kind of restriction in there, like a clogged up filter, and it's not going to work too well. So, that sure felt great. I'm really excited about that, and hopefully it's not leaking anymore. So guys, I mean, the job today was a pain in the butt, but it had to be done. Kind of contemplated whether I was going to bring you along with me or not, but if you stuck with me through this video, I'm glad you did. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And well, what I can say is, you know, like and subscribe to the channel. And I bought some parts for the golf cart project, and so I think I'm really going to concentrate on this for the next couple of weeks and get this thing running. I want to drive this baby, but I got much better bearings. We're going to do that. And well, the problem is how quick it turns. It's just, well, let me show you. Yesterday I made up a little hub for a much bigger sprocket, and so I got to change the gearing basically in the steering. So I got to drill a hole still, but I made this little plate yesterday, and what we're gonna do is that sprocket on this one I have to mount to the interior here. Then this shaft here I'm gonna extend, and then this baby's gonna go right there, and that's gonna drastically change the gear ratio of the steering system there, because it's just too quick steer. I can imagine driving, hitting a little bump, and it throws me out of the damn car. So we're gonna be changing that. And so in a couple weeks that'll get running, and then after that, very soon, probably within a month, 6 weeks, I got front shocks coming for Frankenbuggy. And that is really the final major step of putting that car together. Oh, and another thing, Rally Bug. I've been working with this place here called Arizona Title. They do a wonderful job with bonded titles, and I had to do that for Rally Bug.
But that's in process now. I should probably be hearing something this week. And once I get the title, then Rallybug's coming back. The VW motor out of Frankenbuggy is going in that. And we got a 2.0 Subaru, which we're going to turbo. And that's what's going in Frankenbuggy. So, a lot of exciting stuff. Oh, well, and the C10. Talked to the machine shop just Friday. And we're going to do a 20 over bore job. And we got some Eagle rods, and I forget the name of the pistons, but because we're going to be boosting it. We're going to put a turbo on it. I tell my guy we're shooting for about 15 pounds of boost. And so he's going to make sure we got all the right parts to put that motor together properly. So, anyways, guys, a lot of stuff coming up. Subscribe to the channel, and you'll see some neat stuff coming. Like and subscribe. I think I already said that. But thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.